Well, welcome everybody to the first of our three-part series, Passion for Profit. Um, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Business Center, we're a provincially funded not-for-profit organization that strives to help entrepreneurs at every stage of their journey. At the Business Center, we know that successful businesses build thriving communities, and our goal is to assist entrepreneurs by providing free training, resources, programs, and advisory services. I'm the manager of the Business Center, and Vince, our business development advisor, will be assisting you in hosting this series. If you're interested in any of our other services, just check us out on the website. It's just tbcnps.ca. And then I just also wanted to mention that on our website, we also have an event page where you might be able to find other additional training opportunities or events, including we have a monthly mentorship moments series. And they're just informal discussion-based sessions led by an expert focusing on a specific business topic each month. And they're held every third Wednesday of the month from 12 to 12:45. So check those events out. And just before I turn it over to Vince, I want to apologize. I'll be jumping off this meeting shortly after our introductions. But I just wanted to thank Jamie and Creative Industries for collaborating with us on the series. Hey, Jamie, thanks so much. We've had a really good response. So I'm really great to see everybody here today. So I'll pass it back to you, Vince.
Sounds good. Thank you everyone for coming today. As Jen said, my name is Vince Foley. I'm the Business Development Advisor for the Business Center. And today I'd like to introduce our presenter who will be talking for these three workshops that you've registered for. So Murielle Roach is a certified bookkeeper and co-owner of Accurate Business Solutions, located at 176 Co-working in North Bay, Ontario. She talks with entrepreneurs every day at a variety of stages of their business, and she helps them keep their books together to help them both achieve their business and personal goals. Today, she'll be talking to all of you about the meaning of self-employment and what it means to be self-employed, as well as some information in regards to HST.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today and investing in yourself. I'm going to be covering different parts of the business, and I don't know where you're at in your business, if you're starting or if you have been in business for a number of years, but everything I'm going to cover will help you either way, because we always learn something somewhere. We learn something new every day. What does it mean to be self-employed? Self-employed means that you're taking full responsibility for everything. It means that you have to wear all hats. You have to be the one that's setting up your appointments. You have to keep all your paperwork in place, and you're the one that has to go out there and sell your product, service, or yourself, depending on what kind of business you're in. It's very important for you to have a good foundation at the start of your journey. And the reason it's so important is because if you don't take the time to have a good support at the beginning, eventually you will have to take a few step backs, and you'll have to take the time to put everything in place, because it's like building a house. If you don't have a good foundation, so the foundation is your business plan, then eventually you will have some cracks in the foundation and you will have to fix it. So it's important to take your time, get organized. If you've been in business for a while, you should take the time to have a business plan if you don't have one. Okay. The Business Center, I've been in business for just about 30 years. And I've been part of the Business Center when I started in business. And I also went back last year for taking some new workshops that they had to help me. So your resource should be the Business Center. It's free. They have a lot of resources. They can help you get your business plan done. And if you need a mentor, you need different things, they can help you get organized the right way. Okay, because when you start off, usually the funds are low. So you have to be careful where you spend your money, because it'll take a while before you have your regular flow of money coming in with the service or product that you're selling. Okay. Your business plan will be your map. That's your roadmap where you're saying, I'm here now, and eventually you want to get there. Okay. So if you don't have that in place, you're going everywhere, because you'll notice sometimes your business, you start your day, and then you're at the end of the day and you're like, I didn't get this done, because you got pulled in every direction because you're wearing all hats. And hopefully eventually when you do grow, then you can add some people to your team to assist you with the different tasks that need to be done. And a good thing is to be aware of your competition. Whatever business you start, you got to remember, you're not the first one that came up with this idea and you're going to create it all. It's too much. So whatever business you're in, take the time, look at your competition, look at what they're doing, and then figure out from there, how can you make yourself different? That is going to give you power. For example, my business, I do bookkeeping, I do taxes. So I've looked at my competition in North Bay, outside of North Bay, and then I've written what their strong points are. Why should I create everything new if they're doing stuff that is working? So I've assessed what they're doing that's working and what they're doing that could be improved. And from that, I've created services that make me stand out. So some example would be, nobody in North Bay was offering pickup for people that are disabled in North Bay, or seniors that have no way to get out to get their taxes done. So we offer that service and we do it once a week. What does it do? It makes us different. I have 30 years experience and in business, and I feel like I need to give back. So what I do is, when I have a client for bookkeeping, part of their package, what they have me available anytime they have a question for their business. They can call me and I'll answer them. So they have a support included in the package. Nobody else offers that in North Bay. So think of your business and what you can do that is different, which will make you stick out. You become a magnet. Okay. You don't want to be the norm like everybody else, because then they can go to A, B, C, or D. You want to be different, so then you stick out. That's very, very important and powerful. I have 3 businesses in North Bay, and I've done that with every business I have. And people just call us. I've been able to create 8 full-time jobs and 2 part-time jobs here in North Bay. Be different. Figure it out. That's something you need to take the time to do. And then you'll see that when you're different, people like that. Okay? Because a lot of business owners, they've been doing the same thing the same way for 20 years because it works. Well, eventually things can be simplified, or if you change things, it'll make you different. This is a big, big nugget I'm telling you, because it works. Because I mentor my clients to do the same thing and their sales go up. Be different. Customer service. Customer service has been lost a lot in most businesses. If you take 2 seconds and you think of the last experience that you had, I'm not going to name any stores, any business that you have gone to in the last week, how were you treated? $5.99. Do you want it back? Next. You need to build a relationship with your clients. Ask them how they are. Make it all about them. It's not about you. It's always about the client. Because if you can make the client feel good, you make the client feel important, you make the client feel like you care, then they will come to you. Then they will send their friends. They will send their coworkers. It's all about feeling. You got to remember, when people buy, it's all about the senses. How you feel, the smell, the feeling, right? So we make sure that client service is number one. All our team, when somebody walks in the door, it's all about the client. When the client is here, I don't care who else comes in the door. I don't care if the phone rings and it's even CRA that needs to talk to me. It's all about the client. Because if I'm getting away and doing different things when the client's here, what am I telling the client? You're not important. This is more important. It's all about feelings. Just think about how you feel when you go somewhere and people treat you with respect and they listen to you. How do you feel? So again, I'm still going around being different, right? If you take care of what's coming in the door will keep on swinging open. That's the way it works. Also, you have to believe in yourself. You have to work on your personal growth. Like, I've been in business almost 30 years. Every month I take courses. It's courses about anything to do with business, anything to do with personal growth. Because sometimes you're like, if you read a book, it might be boring, but no matter what, you will get something out of it. Like even me talking today, maybe there's some stuff that is not going to relate to you or you're not really interested, but I guarantee you when you're done in an hour and a half, you will have at least something that will have made you think that you need to change something, or you need to contact somebody so they can help you, or you need to get focused and organized. So everything we do, we learn. Another thing that is very, very powerful and not enough business people do it, and it took me, I would say, at least 4 years to master it. Listen. I can sit with somebody and listen to them talk for half an hour and not say one thing. Because people want to be heard. And if somebody is talking to you, let's say they're having, like for me, let's say they're having this major business issue and they're really stressed and they're just talking, they want to let everything out. And if somebody is talking about something that means a lot to them and you're always interrupting, they're halfway saying the word and you cut in, what happens? The thought process is gone because they were saying this and now they're over here. Or what you have to say is not as important as what I have to say because you're not listening to me. So that takes a lot of practice, and all you need to do is going to be hard at the beginning because just the next person you talk to, just try it. If they're talking and you're like, yes, I was there too, I want it. No, you can't say that. Just don't say anything. Wait till they are done talking and pause. When they pause, that's your way in to get into the conversation. Not enough people listen. And if you listen, people will give you respect because you're telling them what you have to say is more important than what I have to say. And sometimes when you're having, let's say, you're talking to somebody about a contract or a client you're going to get, and then they're talking and you cut them off, what does that do, right? You might have lost the sale because I'm telling you what my problem is, and I'm not even finished telling you and you're cutting me off. Listening is very, very powerful. And there's a lot of things out there that'll help you to master it, but it's very hard. It took me 4 years. And sometimes if I'm talking to somebody and they keep on interrupting and cutting me off because they asked me a question, I'll come to answer and they cut me off. I'll wait and I'll try to answer again. and they cut me off because what they have to say is more important. So they're not willing to listen to the solution that they could have. So then I don't talk anymore. I wait until they say, are you still there? And then I'll answer the question. I'll say, okay, it's my turn now. It's very, very powerful. And I have people that comment on it. So that's another tool that you can work on. If you're, let's say I have no idea what kind of business anybody has, but let's say you build widgets and you sell them online, and then you have this big order, and you're like, how am I going to get this done? Because you're only one. Well, you have to remember that when you start a business or you've been in business for a while, no matter what, you have to have top service, whether it's a product, a service you provide, it doesn't matter. You always have to keep your bar up. So if you have too much on your plate and you can't get everything done, get help. Okay, because once you start bringing down your bar and you've always offered this and then you bring it down, people remember, right? So you could be cutting yourself off from repeat sales or referrals. So when you need help, listen to that little voice and get somebody to help you. Even if you can't afford to have somebody help you, get a family member, get a friend, ask for a favor. Just make sure that you keep the service that you've always given. And don't promise more than you can offer, or make sure that you extend the time. Like for us, it's tax season, we're busy. So if somebody comes in and they say, I have 3 years of bookkeeping to do, I'm not going to say, I'll get it done as soon as possible. I'll have it done next week. It's tax season, so this is not going to be done till here, right? So then there's no let down, there's no disappointment because I didn't say I'll have it done by next week. Then I get a phone call and it's not done. You have to believe in yourself and realize that you have people that are there to help you. But once you get to a certain point in your business growth and your personal growth, you'll notice that the people around you change. Okay? Because what happens is the people that you hang around with right now, you have a lot in common. Where I'm going with that is years ago, I had like 6 women that were in business and we did everything together. We always supported each other. And then what happened is there's a few of us that our businesses just went up. And then there's some of our friends that disappeared because people like to be on the same line. Okay, so that was a hard lesson for me. But you'll notice as you grow, your circle will change because you'll have people that'll be there to help you that are on the same level. Okay, because you got to remember, you are like the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Okay, I never realized, but my mom told me, I think it was 4 years ago, she says, Murielle, do you realize that all your friends are in business? And I'm like, no. And then I thought about it, and 100% of the people that are in my circle are all in business. And I didn't do that on purpose. It just happened, right? Because you got to think, people that like hockey, they hang around with people that have their kids in hockey or they like hockey. And then they all learn from each other and help each other out. And now I'm going to talk a little about your support team. Okay. You are alone, but you are not alone in business. So you are alone because it's only you, but you're not alone because you have to realize that you don't know everything. I've been in business for 30 years. I don't know everything. I learn all the time. Okay. You're not alone. You have the business center that has a lot of resources. And if they don't have what you need, they know where to send you. Okay. They're there to support you. And you need it because you're going to have a lot of business growth to do, personal growth, growing pains. You're going to get stressed. You might have money problems. You might not know how to do marketing. You might be stuck, but you're not alone. You have to find somebody to support you. It's very, very important. So that way you won't get discouraged and walk away from your dream. Because if you really, really want what you're doing right now, you'll get there. You just don't know how long it'll take, because there's a lot of work to do. You should have also find a mentor. There's a lot of mentors out there that are business people that have been in business for a long time, and they will mentor you. So a lot of people will do it for free. Some people do it for a price, but a lot of people will do it for free. The best way to learn something is to learn it from somebody who already did it. And it doesn't matter if you're selling widgets. It doesn't matter if you have a store on eBay. It doesn't matter if you're offering a service. It doesn't matter if you knit sweaters and sell those. Everybody who is in business, business is business. So somebody has something to offer you. So for myself, if after we're done this and I didn't touch base, or you just want a soundboard, somebody to talk to, you can call me and you have a half hour free. I offer that to everybody who's in business. So you can call me. Let's say there's something specific, you don't want to talk about it, but you're wondering and you don't want to talk about it here, then you can call me and you have a half hour free. And if there's somewhere where I can refer you for what you're looking for, or give you different example for business owners that have gone through what you're going through, then I will direct you. I'm not doing this to get clients at all. People that want to be clients come, but I don't do that. It's very important to me to pay forward my success, my knowledge. I have failed. I have made mistakes. I have been alone. I have been so stressed that I didn't know who to talk to, but I made it. It took a long time. And eventually I learned that I had to reach out to different people because we don't know it all. You should also have an accountant or bookkeeper, somebody where personally, I always advise, we'll do that in another session, so I won't spend a lot of time on this. I always advise when you start your business, do everything yourself. Okay, because you're trying to keep the cost low. And when you start a business, usually there's not that much to do. But as long as you talk to whether an accountant, a bookkeeper, someone to help you just organize yourself on a spreadsheet or something, but do it yourself. So like I said, this will be covered in another workshop. You should have some connection with someone at your bank. Okay. The best time to go to the bank to borrow any money is when you have some. I know it doesn't sound right, but that's the way the world works. If you have money, the bank will give you some. If you don't, they won't. If you're working, let's say you have a full-time job and you're doing your business on the side right now, and eventually you want to be full-time, you're better off going to the bank and apply for a credit line or credit cards, something that'll help you while you are working full-time. The reason being is when you're self-employed, usually the bank won't look at you unless you've been in business for a number of years and they want to see a profit on your business. Okay. And it's more important to have somebody at the bank in your back pocket if you have a business that has inventory. Okay. Because when you have inventory, you have a big amount of money going out on a monthly basis where you sell, but you have to order. Or this is new, you have to order. It's not when you have a service and you get to keep most of the money that you make. That's something you would learn when you set up your business plan, is plan your money, because if you don't have money, then you won't be able to keep going if you're doing this full time, because you do have to put food on your table and keep a roof over your head. A lawyer. There's a different people you can talk to and ask who they have as a lawyer. Okay, it's not that you need one. It's good to know one. So because like I said, get prepared, get organized. So if something happens, then you would have somebody that you could contact. Hang around with people that are in business and try to join some groups where there are business people that are successful, that have been in business for years, because we go back to, you can learn a lot from different people. Okay, there's the Women in Business, there's BNI, there's a lot of different groups in North Bay. And they also give the option to be at the meetings, or you can do it virtual. They're still doing both. Don't stay alone, talk to people. Okay, it'll motivate you, it'll encourage you. So some habits to keep you on track for your business. Okay, when you start a business, for most people, it's, do you remember the first time you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you had that little butterfly in your tummy, and you were going to do anything to spend time with that person, to be close to that person, to do different things with that person? When you start a business, it's the same thing. You get on a high, okay, because this is your baby and you want to make it work, and you're putting in long hours, you're putting your money into it, you're taking a risk, because business people are risk takers. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in here right now. Okay, you believe in yourself. You have this idea and you want to do this instead of that. Okay, that is being an employer somewhere else. You want to do this, you want to have your own thing, but you need to build it properly so you can get to your destination faster. Okay, when you start a business, one thing that I have learned is when you're a new business, people want everything from you. Okay, everybody's calling you, they want donations. I want you to advertise here, it's only going to be this much a month. I want you to buy membership here. Be careful with your money. Okay, you don't know how long it's going to be before you're able to make 1,000 or 2,000 a month, where the business is able to support 100% of your bills. So be frugal at the beginning. Okay, it's very important, because money that is saved, or if you have credit cards or you have credit lines, yes, it's money available, but you got to remember, you're going to have to be able to make the bills, the payments on those credit cards. Okay, so baby steps, and then you'll crawl, and then you'll walk, and then you'll run. And that goes back to the foundation again. Have you taken time to get yourself organized? Whether you're starting a business or you've been in business for 3 years. I have a lot of people that I mentor that have been in business for years, and they have to step back and get organized because they've always just been running everywhere. Okay, and having a little book with everything written, that's not being organized. I see some people laughing. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of spreadsheets. There's a lot of different ways that you can organize yourself, but you need to have a system in place. Okay, because there's only so much room in our head, and we tend to forget things. Mostly when you get older, I don't know, because you just remember X amount, and then it's like, okay, there's no more fuel left, so I'm done for the day. And then you know that you didn't get all your stuff done, right? So it builds up. You need to be able to solve problems. Okay, that is important, because if you're able to solve a problem right away, then it's gone. If you're not able to solve your problem, then you're just letting it eat at you, right? And you might have something small that starts, and then it becomes big because you didn't take care of it. Don't let things build up. If you have a client that's not happy, you take care of it right away. Okay, before they go tell George, Bob, and Tina, and then you had this little thing, and now it's a big thing. And if you would have solved it, it was nothing. and really it was nothing, and then it just escalated. So what I do whenever there's any problems, I address it right away and get rid of it. If you learn to deal with things as they happen, you'll notice that you're not as stressed, because it comes in, you throw it out, you took care of it. This comes in, you throw it out, as taking care of it, right? If I have a stack of paper like this of things that I haven't resolved, then you get stressed, or which one am I going to do first? I'll pick one from the middle, pick one from the bottom, or I'll take the one on top. So in the end, it's all about how you feel, right? If you take care of things right away, then you're controlling your environment, you're controlling what's happening, and then you have less to deal with. You have to be very consistent. And for me, in my kind of business, it's easy because everything is systematic. We do everything the same way. We have a team working. It doesn't matter who grabs the file. They do A, B, C, D. If Jerry grabs the file, he does A, B, C, D. So everybody does everything the same way, and that way nothing falls through the cracks. Now you need to set up your business that way so everything is systematic. Because if you think, let's say for the first time you decide that you're going to do spring cleaning, and then you get it done, and then you say, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to do some cleaning. Then you go to George's house and you clean his house. It takes you 5 hours. Then you go the next week. Takes you 5 hours. Then you go the week after. Takes you 4.5 hours. And you keep going, and the time it takes you is less because you are doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? So then you're mastering it. It's the same thing for your business. Whatever you are doing, if you set up a system where you do it the same way all the time, you're going to save time, which is money. Because if you can do something in an hour instead of 2, then it costs you less. Also, a to-do list. I have been working with to-do lists for 20-something years. So on a daily basis, when I'm working, I'm going to write down what needs to be done, because every time you turn around, there's something new that has to be added to the list. So I just have my list going, and as I get things done, I cross them off. At the end of the day, before I leave the office, I look at my list, and then tomorrow's list starts. So whatever I didn't accomplish today moves to tomorrow's list, and then I have the have to do's on my list for tomorrow. So there's always a list on my desk. Okay, that way I don't forget. And if I'm supposed to do George instead of Julie, then George is on top of the list. George is going to get done first. So then again, nothing falls through the crack. To-do list do work. I have a few clients that I've had on a to-do list for the last 3 weeks. They're a new client, and now they're addicted to it because they said they're getting things done, because they want to cross the stuff or tick Bob on the list that it's done. It works. It's all the little habits. You have to be prepared to sacrifice. That means that if you really, really want your business to succeed, then you need to do what needs to be done. Okay? Like for us, it's tax season. I have no life from February to the end of April, and that's my choice. I sleep and I work, and our families know, our friends know, it's all about business because it's a very busy time of year for us. So if I decided I am going to keep the same office hours because I want to go to Sudbury and go visit the family, well, the files are not going to get done. So you have to make a choice, because there's a lot of distractions that can pull you away from your work. Like a lot of people think if you work from home, I remember when I had my business at home, if you work from home, it's not really a business, it's just a hobby. So I can call you at 10 o'clock in the morning. I can call you at 1 o'clock and I can spend an hour talking to you about nothing. That I did my nails last night and I watched this show and just talk about nothing, right? There's that respect that's gone because you're working from home. So you need to have your discipline and say, I'm sorry, I'm not available between this time and this time during the day because I'm working. And that's what I did. You have to let people know that you're not available during the day. How many times, if you work from home or even at an office, that you get there and then next thing you know, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock and you didn't get anything done because you got pulled in all directions. I had my bookkeeping company at home for many, many years. I was sitting at my desk in my office, 8 o'clock every morning. I came out to have lunch and then I was back in the office at the end of the day. I never stopped to do laundry or to go start supper or to put the TV on. And I know a lot of people that work from home do, but it's all discipline. It's, you got to have your routine. That's the way you're going to get it done. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about, I don't know how many people are dealing with HST, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. If you need more information, then you can let me know. So HST is not required to be registered when you start your business. Okay. When you get to $30,000, just under, I usually tell my clients, like mostly the ones that come yearly, I'll say when you get close to about $27,000, give me a call because they're doing all their own bookkeeping. Okay, so when they get to that point, then we look at where they are and see, depending what time of year it is, when they're going to hit close to 30,000 with everything going on in their business. So when they get close to $30,000, then it's time to register. Let's say you get to, like I have this happen, people bring in their tax stuff and it's like you got to $35,000, but you're supposed to register at 30, right? So what happens at that point, they didn't register, but they should have. So because they didn't, then I call CRA and I tell them this is a yearly client. They just came in to get their taxes done. They went over the 30,000, they're at 35,000. So then I have to figure out, oh, they hit the 30,000 about November. So then the HST will be registered in November. And then they just have to claim the HST for the 2 months. Sometimes if they just went over, let's say instead of 30, they're at 32,000, then when you call CRA, they can say there's a forgiveness period. So as of January 1st, they're going to start collecting HST. There's different ways that you can register for HST. You can call the 1-800 number, or you can do it, fill out the form and send that in. And you can also do it through my account. And then if you're just, you have the business under Murielle Roach, you don't have a business name, then the Murielle Roach is attached to my social insurance number. So when you register your HST, that's the information they're going to ask you. First, they're going to make sure you are who you are, and then they'll proceed with the application. If you're registered as a business like Accurate Business Solutions, then you would have had a certificate when you registered your business, and you'll need that number. There are some industries that do not have to collect HST. So that would be something you would have to check in before. Or if you happen to call CRA to register for HST and you're exempt, they will let you know. If you have a store that you sell online or something like that, or your business sells across, let's say, Canada, one thing you have to remember, once you are registered for HST, then if I sell a widget to somebody in Edmonton, okay, our HST here is 13%. In Edmonton, it's 5%. So I would only charge 5%. Okay, so whatever province their rate is, that's what you charge them. If you sell products in the US, then you do not charge HST, right? Because it's the US. So like I said, depending on your industry, there'll be different rules. And you can check on the CRA website, because on there, they have a lot of information for the different kind of business that exists, because it's all different. When you register for your HST, one thing to keep in mind is you get to choose if you want to report your HST, whether monthly, quarterly, or yearly. If you're just a small business starting off, my suggestion would be to do it yearly. Okay, because you probably won't owe much, but you're probably better off waiting until you go see the person that's going to prepare your income tax, so they can review your spreadsheet or QuickBooks or Sage or whatever program you used, in order to make sure that you recorded the tax properly. Okay, because sometimes I've seen people that apply tax to categories that don't have tax and stuff like that. So it could be picked up before you file. And then once your business starts getting really busy, then I would change it to quarterly. Okay, because it's better off, you're better off paying small amounts if you owe, which would be quarterly, than yearly if you have very high sales. But just as a safety net when you start, then you can have a different set of eyes looking at your work to make sure that adjustments don't have to be done on your HST. And it's very important to file your HST on time, because if your HST is due, let's say on March 31st, and you don't submit the report, so the report is your sales, your HST collected, and your HST paid, then automatically you have a 5% penalty, and then you start paying interest. Okay, so if you know that you're not going to get it done, then do it yearly, because then you're going to be hit every quarter. And you should set up a different bank account and put the money in there for your HST, because a lot of business owners for smaller businesses have a lot of problems with cash flow. So by the time the HST is due, the money's gone, right? Because you just use the money that's available. I don't know if you guys have my account set up with CRA. CRA is trying to get everybody to set up my account. So my account is the account that you set up. You go on the CRA website and you set up my account. Then CRA is going to send you a code in order to give you access to that account. Okay. And you're able to see all the information for your income tax returns on there, your notice of assessment. If you have a business, you can attach your business to that account. So you would be able to see, if you have payroll, you would be able to see the source reports, the HST reports. Everything is on that portal. And CRA is trying to make everybody register for it, because eventually they want to be paperless. Okay. They're having a hard time mostly with the older generation to register for the account, but that's something that you should work on. Then you have eyes on your business at all times. So if it happens that something is mailed and you don't get it, then CRA mailed it out, so it's your responsibility if you didn't get it. But if CRA puts some mail in your portal, you will get an email and say you have mail waiting. That's all it'll say. So then you have to log into your portal and you'll be able to read the email. Also, you can set up your bank account so you can pay your source or your HST through there now. Okay, that also has changed. So I'll just give the basics for HST, because probably a lot of people are not there yet. Can we have, does anybody put any questions, Vince, so I can just answer them now? Or
Yeah, for sure. There was one from Abby that said, you mentioned staying organized. Do you have any best practices or tips that you could teach on how to stay organized or how to maintain that? And also, do you have any examples of structures that someone could create using some kind of Excel sheet, I'm assuming, or potentially like a software of some kind to help stay organized on top of your business?
Yes. Okay, so to stay organized on your business, there's a lot to that.
For sure.
So I don't know if you're looking, if you want to do it online. The way we have it set up is we have folders by alphabet. Okay, so you'll have folders from A to D and then E to F. So all the folders are lettered, and then we put all our clients in there. And then we have subfolders for source, HST, notes, emails in, emails out. Okay. So if you want to set it up on your computer, you can set it up that way. And you can also have it subdivided where you have one folder in the other. That's what we have online, and it works. Or you can keep it in, we do have hard copies of some stuff because I don't think there's any business that is 100% paperless, but you can use color codes. Okay. I have folders that I have, see here, I have a red one because this is to do. So I have different colors for different actions that have to be done. Okay, so the red one is like, this is number one, it has to be done ASAP. So there's that. Also in Excel, if you want, I don't know if you're allowed, but if you want, I can give you my email. You can email me and I can send you, I have spreadsheets that I supply to my clients that do their own bookkeeping. And it's all set up, and all you have to do is put your, let's say you have fuel, you put your fuel in, you put your office expense or your meals, advertising, and everything gets totaled up for you. So then at the end of the year, all you have to do is take that page and bring it to whoever is doing your income tax for you, or if you're doing it yourself, then you have all your numbers on one sheet. And also, I have a different one that is monthly, and you have your totals that are automatically done, so you can see where you are on a monthly basis. I also have some that are budgets, so you put your budget in and you can compare on a monthly basis if you are staying on track or not. There's those Excel sheets, like, is the ones that I'd be happy to just give it to anybody, but that one I advise for people to take, because in my opinion, there is no sense in paying for QuickBooks on a monthly basis or Sage or any other program when you start. The reason being, there's not that much. Okay, so you can have it on a spreadsheet and it's detailed and there's enough information there that you know exactly where you're at. Because sometimes it takes a while before your business is at the point where you have to do bookkeeping on a regular basis. For getting your appointments organized and your to-do list, there's different ways. You can have an agenda, or you can use your calendar in your email. And then our calendar in our email, that's what we use in the office. So then everybody gets an email and their calendar gets updated, so we know all the appointments.
And there is another question in the chat from Abby. She says that she's received some grants for her projects, and she's wondering how should she proceed with opening accounts and managing those accounts? And is there any recommendations on which bank she should deposit the money into?
I'm not going to recommend any specific bank. All I'm going to tell you is call around and find out the best package, because as soon as you have a business account, you're paying a lot higher bank fees. Okay, so find the best package for you. What you can do is just Google North Bay banks, banking fees, and then it'll show you each bank and how much they charge in each package. And when you get a grant, the way it works is you receive $5,000. Okay, but you receive that $5,000 for a specific task, whether it was for marketing or set up a website or buy assets. I have no idea. So what happens is that $5,000 is revenues. Okay, so it's like a sale, it's just recorded separately. But what happens is, let's say it's to set up your website, then you have 5,000 revenue. It costs you 6,000 to do your website. So that 5,000 disappears to zero, right? But it has to be recorded. I hope that answers your question. So it's recorded as income and then it gets expense. So they're both recorded and it becomes zero. I wish I knew a little more about everybody, how long they've been in business and stuff. But okay. Is everybody working on themselves on a regular basis, like reading books, joining different groups on Facebook, or you can do a search in Google, because there's a lot of referral that you can get from there. Okay, and you can find people that are in the same group as you are for your business. So that's another thing to think about. For your business, you have to use detailed reporting on everything. Okay, there will be a workshop on the bookkeeping part, but I always advise everybody keep 100% of all your receipts, 100%. Okay, you go to the grocery store, keep your receipts. Why do I say 100%? Because when you ask for a receipt for this and then you go to the store and you say, I don't need a receipt for that, then what happens is a lot of times when you should be asking for a receipt, you're not, because no receipt, no expense. So make sure that everything you do, you keep a receipt. Then you just make your pile for personal and you do your pile for business. That way you'll always have all your receipts. Okay, and it's your responsibility to make sure that everything is recorded properly for your business. That is your responsibility. CRA doesn't care if things are right or wrong because it's your responsibility. So if you don't know how to do it, I'm sure you can call Vince and he can connect you with somebody who can. Marketing. For your marketing, again, try to keep your expenses really low. So get everything you can out there for free. Okay, Facebook is free. There's a lot of different platforms that you can advertise your business, and it's not going to cost you anything. You can also set up some groups where you'll have people that'll just interact, but again, you're just growing your contact list, and that'll also help you with marketing. There's also a lot of people do email campaigns, and be careful where you order your stuff, because again, you need to be frugal. Let's say there's something that you need to buy, then don't buy it from the first place you look at. Do some research, Google, and find the best price. Okay, because if you can save an extra $200 or $300 on something that you need for your office, then that's an extra $200 or $300 that you can spend somewhere else. It all adds up really, really quick. If you're just starting your business or have been in business for a while, have you looked at your resources for money? Do you know how much money you have available today if you needed it? What I mean by that is, do you know exactly how much you have in your checking account, how much you have in your savings account, how much you have available on your credit cards, how much you have available on your credit line, how much you have available to go get a loan if you need it? Take the time to know where you're at, because money is power. And what I mean by that is money will give you the resource to do what you need to do or want to do, or not be able to do it. And if you go through your list and you know that the funds are low, then do you have a list of people that you can go if you need help? Whether it's another business owner, a family member, right? It's always better to be organized in advance than wait till something happens. Because if you wait till something happens, then the red flags are flying everywhere and you're not thinking properly because I need this now. And another very important part is to have somebody that you can talk to. You need one person that you can open up 100%. You have your business people that you talk to when you see them at an event or you see them in town or you're talking to them on Facebook, and it's all a little bit superficial where you're not being totally honest, where you're not sleeping because you're so stressed because things are not going the way they are. And your friend that's doing the same thing is doing really well and you don't have anybody to talk to. Have somebody to talk to. That is very, very important. And that will be your soundboard, whether it's another business owner or somebody who is sort of in the same business as you, because you can talk, like, let's say you're having business problems, you can talk to your sister about it, you can talk to your brother about it, but they're probably not going to get it because they have a 9-to-5 job, right? And you're the one that's the entrepreneur and you're the one that is scrambling to make ends meet, or you don't know where to go anymore, or you don't know what you're doing wrong, or you don't know what to do to go forward. So the best way to find your answers is to find somebody who's been through it. Like I told you, I failed, I've made mistakes. Anybody who's in business has, even if they won't tell you, they won't talk about it, everybody has. Otherwise they wouldn't be in business and they wouldn't have grown to their full potential. So find somebody you can talk to. And that person that you can talk to is somebody that will listen to you, will direct you, and will push you. Okay, I've had 3 mentors in the last 30 years, and they have all been the ones who have pushed me. And by push me, I mean they saw the potential and they knew that I could bring my business to a different level, but I was too scared, so I was staying here because I was comfy here, right? I knew what was going on over here. If I went over here, then I didn't know. So I would just go like this instead of go here, right? And it's very important to have somebody to push you because it encourages you and it makes you believe in yourself. Because for me, the biggest gap was I was comfy here and I was doing really well. But if I went here, then I had to hire more people to be on my team. So that big gap cost X amount of money a month. I had to get a bigger place for the business, right? So if you have somebody who encourages you and believes in you, then it helps you believe in yourself more. And you will go to the next step instead of going the back door and I quit, right? Because a business owner who has been successful will share their own stories with you because they don't want you to make the same mistake. And I keep on bringing money on the table. I have been for the last hour because the money is the fuel for the business. So you have to have money. And if you're working somewhere, try to keep your job there as long as possible until you're able to do the gap with your business. Okay? Because you don't want to, I'm quitting my job, I'm going to be full-time today. Because there's that time between you get here and you need to get here. So if you keep your job is going to pay for your rent, it's going to pay for your utilities, it's going to pay for your vehicle, it's going to pay for everything. And then eventually go part-time and then do the business more. But keep that safety net because that'll help you with your stress. It'll help you to be able to go forward slowly. Okay, because you can jump all in, but if you don't have the resource, it won't last long that you will be an employee somewhere. So it's all about the planning. Remember to give back, okay? If you have somebody who is in business, whether it's in the same industry you are in or not, give back. If there's something that you learned, is there a mistake that you made that you're willing to share? Help that person so they don't do the same thing, because that's what entrepreneurs do. We help each other. If you're, I don't know if you're, some people are musicians or artists, but try to connect with people that are in your industry if you are, okay? Because if you connect with people that are in your industry, then they can help you connect with somebody else. That might open a door for you, because being in business is all about connections. Are there any questions? Is there anything that anybody wants me to cover that I have not? So I'll be sending you an exercise that you can do on your own time, and it's yours, and it's called the rock. So it's an exercise. It's about the big things and the little things in life, and it's very detailed on personal answers. And if you're honest when you fill it out, then you'll be able to see where you're wasting your time and what's really important to you. This has helped a lot of people. It's something like the glass is full or empty, and then you have the glass is full and you put rocks in it, and then you put sand in it. So there's different parts that have different meanings to fill up the glass. Is there any other working tools that would help anybody with doing their own paperwork or Excel spreadsheet or Word documents? There anything? Does everybody have invoices that you use? Because I have some that are in Word or Excel that you can use, because you're not going to be using, if you're not using QuickBooks or Sage. So is there any other tools I can supply you to help you simplify your tasks to get organized in your office? So if you're not familiar with Excel, that's okay, because the way that it's set up is, let's say it says meals, and you just put your dollar value, and everything else is done for you. And then I have where it says the total, I have those locked, so you can't delete it or change it by accident, and then it doesn't work anymore. And if you're really not comfortable with Excel, then you can do it manually. All you have to do is, well, I don't know if you would have Excel on your computer to open it, but you can take the list and you can just do it manually on the pages. Just print the pages and write it in there. The only thing, if you do it that way, you're going to have to add up the totals yourself. But Excel is just put the number in and everything else is done for you.
So Jamie says, do you have any budgeting templates specifically for creatives? And yeah, it seems like a few people would definitely be interested in the invoices in both Word and Excel. So if you want to send those my way, that'd be great. And then Moira asks if you have a sample of a business proposal. Moira, if you're willing to unmute and clarify, do you mean like a proposal for like a contract of some kind, or like a work, or like a proposal for like commercial work or government work?
Yes, exactly. I would like to approach the local hotels and possibly the casino to see if I can provide a service to them. But I don't know how to do that yet. And I think it should be some sort of Word document, like a business proposal, to get my foot in the door.
So you're talking a business proposal to introduce yourself to offer the services?
Yes.
But specifically from like a bid and tender perspective, to like land a contract for like a government or municipal job or a larger commercial business.
I have a book for proposal and contracts. I'm going to check into it, Mara.
Okay.
I have one in there.
It's,
all right, thank you.
It's kind of an art to write a proposal, and there's like a lot of different ways to tackle it. So like it definitely makes sense, probably from the book perspective, and then find what would be the best way to write your specific proposal.
Yeah, exactly, Vince. Just use a template and then tweak it to make it more personal on your business.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you.
It looks like people want to get organized. There's going to be a lot of tools being sent out.
Yeah. There's another one for any templates on contracts to hire people. I know of some simple contracts that can be found online for free. So I might be able to attach that to the resources as well.
Contract for employees
Yeah,
or
or
contractors?
probably contract. Actually, good question. I'm assuming, is it contractor contracts or is it new employee contracts, Abby? Contractors. Okay, I have one for contractors.
Yeah, you check what you have, Vince, and then I'll check what I have.
Sounds good.
These are all the little tools that make a big difference in business that people don't know where to get sometimes.
I think Jamie has something to add.
Hi. First of all, I wanted to say thank you, Murielle. This has been really insightful. And I just wanted to let everyone know that once all the templates and the resources are sent to Vince and they're sent to me, I'm in the process of working with our web developer to revamp our website. And we will have an entire kind of professional development resource section. So I will make sure that these templates and tools are available on our website, so that if you're like me and you lose it somewhere in the mess of emails and documents, they'll be easy to find. So I just wanted to let everyone know that I will do my best to make sure that these are accessible long-term.
And if, let's say you're saying that you're going to put this together, let's say that you notice that you need a template for this or that, feel free to just email me. And if I have them, I'll just send them to you and you can add them to the portal. Any other questions? And like I said, anybody in here need half an hour, I can squeeze you in and answer your questions when I can. It just probably won't be today. But I will
It's
schedule
tax
a
season
time.
right now, so.
I will schedule a time, and sometimes I schedule those times at night because it's important for me to help anybody I can.
Okay. So that's everything for today. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We will be here at the same time next week, so 10 a.m. On March 30th for the next presentation, which will be going over more specific record keeping for your business, as well as information regarding payroll. So thank you, everyone, again. You'll get another reminder email scheduled through Eventbrite with the same link, but also it will be the exact same link as today. So if you want to make your own calendar reminder and just copy that link you used to get in today into your own calendar app, feel free to do so. And we'll see you all here at 10 a.m. on next Wednesday.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.